Guys are saying there's a different vibe around here just because it's Big Ten football. Do you sense it?
Yeah, it was kind of a thing that the whole team sensed after the game, and after we got into the locker room, Coach Meyer kind of hit home that it's a different week. We got to prepare differently. We got to focus a lot more on our opponent this week than we have prior. It's a big one. All Big Ten games that we're going to play this year are going to be huge, and this one's no exemption to that.
Evan, how much have you watched of them?
I was actually going to go do a little bit after this. I mean, I watched a game on TV here or there, and I kind of know a little bit from what they do last year, and we watched a little bit before practice yesterday, but I was really going to dissect them a little bit more today.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've given up a passing touchdown this year so far, or something. Is that right? I don't think they've given up. I'm just curious about what you remember of them last year, and maybe why you think they've had some. I know you haven't seen video, but I'm just wondering why you think they might have had some success. What you saw from them a year ago that might lend to why they're pretty good.
Well, I mean, I know they're a good defense, and I know they're real disciplined with their assignments and what they have to do. But we're a really explosive offense, so I can tell you right now that that little record they have probably won't stand too long. So,
what? Just building on that, why do you feel like you've been able to find that rhythm? What's unique about? You've been doing it with two quarterbacks. You've had a number of receivers, and you seem to keep the production up. Can you explain maybe why that is, why you think you've been able to get so many players involved, so many receivers catching touchdowns, that sort of thing? How does that work?
I think it's just, I mean, we got so much depth on our team. When we get so much depth in the receiver position, running backs, everything really, our tight ends, everybody, and that we're so skilled all around that we can make plays, and I mean, we're an up-tempo offense, and that combined with all the talent that we have on offense really does well for us.
Do you think Braxton's going to be rusty?
No, I mean, he's out there taking his mental reps, and I understand he can't get all the physical reps because he was getting healthy or whatever, but he'll be good to go.
How did he look yesterday in practice?
He looked good. I mean, we were throwing, catching the ball good, and I mean, a lot of guys were just kind of getting the soreness out, so the beginning of practice was a little shaky, but it was good. He looked pretty well.
Was he running pretty well?
I mean, our Sunday practices are more just kind of pitch and catch. He's not really taking off too much, so we were just trying to throw the ball, catch the ball, and execute on offense yesterday. So.
Evan, they talk so much about your blocking at Cal and what you did there. Was it really that good? I mean, like what made it? Why did they praise you so much? What did you do that day that sort of made your blocking stand out so much?
Well, they had me. They had me blocking the safety a lot, and then the coverage that they had, if we could get the safety blocked, we'd have our explosive backs or Dontre or whoever it was out in the open field with 33 yards to work with one dude on them, and I did a really good job that whole game of sealing the edge and making sure that safety couldn't get involved. And most of the time, the corner was coming with me when I was going to block the safety, so we were circling the field with potentially nobody there. So I think I did a good job of securing the edge, and me and Jeff and I both did a good job of getting the edge and making sure that we could get our guys out on the perimeter.
Did you figure you'd get a payoff for that against Florida A&M? That you'd get some
well, I mean, I never really thought too deep into it. I always knew that I just had to do the job that they was asked of me and do it to the best of my ability. And when my number was called, then I knew I had to make a play.
Evan, there must be moments in the season that you know that determine just how things are going to turn out at the end. Do you feel like you're right on the threshold of one right now against these guys?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, every Big Ten game is going to be a battle. I mean, we're going out there to war every week, every time we're going to play a Big Ten team. And having Wisconsin this early in the season it's going to be good for us, I think. We're going to prepare really well for them and get out there and show what the Buckeyes are about.
Every Big Ten game might be special, but does Wisconsin maybe belong in the same sentence as the team up north when it comes to rivalries? Is it second, maybe?
When it comes to rivalries, no. I mean, just because the team up north, it's hard to place words on that one. But I mean, Wisconsin's a big game. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the biggest ones that we got on the schedule, and we definitely have to take care of business this week.
Evan, obviously you're not playing right at the line of scrimmage, but the physicality happens all over the field in almost every game you play. Is it different when you play these guys? Do you prepare yourself mentally a little bit different because you know it will maybe be a little bit more physical as you're trying to get off the line? things that will be asked of you might be different than other games. Do you prepare yourself mentally for it being a game where you might leave pretty sore?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's something that we all kind of know that it's going to be a physical game every time we play Wisconsin or any other team in the Big Ten. It's going to be a physical one, and you kind of have to prepare for that. But in the same sentence, you have your own routine in terms of preparing for games, and every week at least me personally, try to follow that same routine and make sure I don't stray from it, just from a comfortability level, but also just kind of knowing what I'm going to get in what certain situations and stuff like that.
Speaking of routines, how does your routine change going from a noon start to an 8 o'clock start?
I mean, during the week, not too much. Saturday, I guess, is a little bit different, obviously, because we get to wake up a little bit later, and then we're sitting around watching football all day. But personally, I don't really mind too much later games. It kind of sucks sitting around all day, but I also like to watch football a lot too. So, I mean, they give us a lot of time to kind of get off our feet and either take a nap or watch games. And I don't know, I like to watch for some of my friends that I played with in high school. So
Different energy in the stadium for the
oh
big
yeah,
games?
oh yeah, it's special, definitely in our stadium, that's for sure.
Can you describe why? What is it about y'all stadium that, especially at night, seems to make it sparkle, or whatever you want to call it?
I mean, it's and like I said earlier, it's hard to place words on it. We got the best stadium in the country, and at nighttime when everybody's going and it's a big game, it's hard to explain.
Urban Meyer seems to obviously like the night games. Do you think most of the guys like
Oh,
playing
yeah.
at night? It seems, they
Oh, yeah.
have 2 at home this year.
I mean, and all the guys like playing in prime time, and in our stadium at night at 8 o'clock. I mean, I can't think of anywhere better in the country to be playing.
The coaches talked about you so much in the preseason and the way you came on. Did you say something to yourself, I have to show them something this year, or did it just happen, or what did you do to really catch the eye of everybody this season?
No, I mean, during the off season, like I did every season, me and my dad would always have conversations about what I needed to improve on and stuff. And going into this camp, I just tried to focus on some of the things that he and I talked about, and personally some of the things that I thought, after self-evaluating myself, that I needed to improve on. And I approached every practice as signaling out one thing to get better at, and then I just kept doing that over and over again, and ended up with me having a pretty good camp and following it up into us collectively having a good year so far.
Does your dad ever critique the running backs?
No, trust me, he critiques me too much. Yeah.
Seriously, does he? What do y'all talk about after games and stuff? Does he really have a list, so to speak, or just talk about what that is?
Oh, he doesn't have a list, and he's usually pretty quiet, at least immediately after the game, because my mom's still there. But later on when he can call me or we can talk alone, he's got a few things that he likes to touch on.
How cool is that, though, having him watching every move now?
I mean, it's awesome. It really is. It kind of feels like back in high school when he got to go to the majority of my games then, and it's cool to have him there and look up on the sideline or whatever and see him there, just kind of egging me on, telling me keep going, keep grinding or whatever. And I don't know, it's really special, and I'm thankful.
He's not second guessing Stan Drayton a lot or anything like that.
No, absolutely not.
And we asked about the Wisconsin rivalry earlier. Do you miss Brett Bielema at all in this rivalry?
I mean, it doesn't really matter whether he was there or the new guy's there. I mean, he recruited me, but other than that, that's about the extent of all the feelings I have towards him. But
He did seem to like to poke Ohio State sometimes.
yeah, well, I think he poked a lot of people.
Thank you, buddy.